Good afternoon. I'm gonna wait and see if everything is working as usual. Usual housekeeping. And yes, it's working. I see I have people watching. Amazing. Thank you for coming back after yesterday. If you could let me know in the comments if you can hear me and see me okay, that would be much appreciated. I also seen that some of you shared in our group chat that you did attempt your inner work yesterday, which makes me even more happy because this is why I do this live event, and it's amazing that you approached yourself so seriously and decided to work on yourself right away. It's truly amazing, and thank you for sharing everything in the group. I think everything is working fine, but if someone could just leave me a comment. So we definitely don't have any technical issues. Yeah. Okay, I think Tracy got in. Great. Okay, so I'm assuming everything is working fine. Once again, for those who don't know me or see me for the first time, my name is Dominika Magdalena. I am a multidimensional artist, but I am also channeler and multidimensional energy healer and a mentor, and I guide women back home. And today we are meeting to discuss and explore the topic of the aspect of the wounded inner teenager that is often completely disregarded, avoided, or not mentioned, definitely not addressed enough, in my opinion. But before we start, I just wanted to ask if Magdalena is here today, because I wanted to address the question you left in a group about the relationship with your physical body. And if you are here, I would like to pass on the messages that I already received about this issue that you shared with us. If you could just leave a comment, Magdalena. Hello. Hi, Michelle. Hello. So good to see you again. Hi, darling. Thank you for coming back. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Right. Magdalena, I'm not sure if I see your comments because I can only see comments from one platform, and I'm actually broadcasting at 3 platforms. I'm not sure which platform StreamYard is actually showing the comments from. So one of you shared with us that you find it hard to build up a relationship with the physical body. And I just wanted to say that we will discuss it more tomorrow, but it's not always necessarily our own trauma or our own problem or something that we have created for ourselves to experience. And in your case, I very quickly, the spirits came in and pointed out that this is actually ancestral trauma that has been encoded within your physical body. So because we are having the ancestral line healing tomorrow, I'm gonna share much more information on that tomorrow, and also how easy for us it is to tap into messages that our physical body is leaving for us on a physical level, and how to actually determine whether something that is triggering us or is uncomfortable, is causing problems, if it's ours or if it's our ancestors. But I would like to discuss that in more details tomorrow. However, at the same time, I just wanted to tell you that the minute I read the question, the spirits were already right on point, ready to assist. This is how quick it works. this is a confirmation that we are never alone, and the support is available always, and it is a really great support. So I'm looking forward to speak more about the ancestral line tomorrow. And today we will be focusing on a beautiful teenager, inner wounded teenager. And before I start, I wanted to set an intention for today's meeting. And with all my heart, my deepest sacred intention for today's event is that for every woman that is here with us live, and every woman that will be rewatching this video now in the future nows, that it will enable her to reach through the timelines and dimensions to the inner wounded teenage self, and truly, with great honor, notice herself there, touch her even on almost on a physical level, and let the younger version of self know that she matters, that she's not alone, that she is deeply loved, that she's very, very valuable and needed, and that she is more than she could probably ever imagined. And I wish this experience to happen for all of us. This video will be timeless, listed on my YouTube channel as well, regardless if anyone will join the program or not. But yet, this is my deepest intention, to let the teenager who is probably so stuck and feeling alone know through the timelines, all their different nows, that we are here for them. And before I continue as well, I just wanted to share with you how profound and how true the energy work is. And I will share with you an example from my own life. When I was working very deeply on my wounded inner child, I've been channeling the healing energy modalities from my spirit guides. And on one occasion, they asked me to attend the probably 6 or 7-year-old self that was going through a very traumatic experience. And at that time, what happened for me was I was home alone at night with my younger brother, who was maybe only 2 at the time. And it was dark, all the lights were off, and we've been really screaming and shouting because we've been scared of the darkness, scared of being alone. I was trying to comfort him, but at the same time was really, truly scared. And in the room where we've been sitting on the bed, the door were actually filled with a glass, like old style, Polish flats. The door had like a big screen inside, a glass that was smudgy. You couldn't really see through what's behind, but you could see that there is something. And while we've been crying, and the whole flat didn't have any lights on, while we've been crying and screaming, suddenly a big white light appeared behind the glass door. Just disappeared, and it was really big and really white. And I just remember looking right at it and wondering what's that. And to be honest, that maybe even made me more scared. I don't know, but I was like, what's going on? But anyhow, during that healing session where I was assisted by my spirit guides and ascendant masters, they took me to that moment and they told me, now go to her and start transmitting the energy and the vibration onto her to calm the emotions, to soothe her, to support her. And while I was doing, I was completely unaware that I actually had this feeling of, right, but I don't really want to scare her in case she feels me, because I know that everything is happening in the now, there is no past and future. So I decided to stay behind the door. And when I did that, completely not putting those two events together, my spirit guides told me, Dom, you do now know who was this white light. that appeared in front of you when you were this 6-7 years old age. So I'm sharing that with you just so you are aware that we all are angels, and you can do exactly the same for the little you, for the teenage you. You can become your own guardian angel. And you never know when your so-called future you, now when you are aware, will come and visit you to give you a helping hand. So on that note, let's start the wounded inner teenager topic. So yesterday we spoke about inner child, and as we approach to age teenage, 11, 12, we are still pretty much a baby. We're still, well, to be honest, we are still emotionally a wounded child. And we are entering our youth. We are slowly entering our youth. But that time, at the age even of 12 or even 11, maybe slightly further, depending on what we have experienced, it often happened that first of all, we already took on a role of an absent father, an absent mother for our siblings, an absent partner for one of our parents. We could take a role of the savior of the family, and in the same time completely erasing the importance of self. By that time, we often completely forgot that we are love. We very often forgot that we matter, that our feelings matter, that our needs matter. All of our boundaries have been broken and we do know how to rebuild them. And in the same time, we wish to be this adult, run away from the childhood just to be an adult and start my own adulthood life so I can be free from everything that's behind me. And as we approach this age, a lot of other changes is happening. Our hormones are changing. Our body, physical body is changing. The society is expecting from us to start creating relationships for first girlfriends, boyfriends. We often are at this age, at the stage of changing schools, going to higher education, loads of changes. Loads and loads of changes. But the emotions from the past, from the childhood, haven't been still resolved. And as we push further every single year, they stay unresolved. And we still don't have a clue how to cope with them. But the society is expecting from us to cope because you're not a baby anymore. You should know how to behave. You should know what to do. You should be more responsible. So, because our self-worth is so low very often, we do everything to please, satisfy, and meet those demands. And as we do, we suppress our emotions deeper and deeper. At that stage, at that age, our physical body, most of the time, is actually physically addicted to the chemicals that are being released within our physical body while we've been experiencing negative emotions. And by that, I mean we are the first addiction we are creating is actually with those chemicals. And that in the future will lead to situations that we will be unconsciously creating ourselves just because our physical body is addicted to those chemicals. So as she grows and she's pushing through all those years to be the adult, to meet all those demands, she's taking all those roles. In the same time, she's losing her own identity. She doesn't really know who she is. All she wants to do is to meet the demands, just maybe, because just maybe she will be noticed. Because just maybe she will finally be seen, appreciated. Because just maybe she will get a little bit of love. When she suppresses all those emotions, and I'm not saying that relates to everyone, I'm talking maybe about very extremes. I'm talking actually about my own life, because that's what I can share with you. As she's suppressing all those emotions, but they still need to somehow be released, she's looking for ways for those emotions to be released. But don't forget, her emotional maturity is very much on the level of a little child. So therefore the ways she will try to release the emotions will be created from a position of a little child. And that's when often the self-harming, for example, appears. She will self-harm because she will feel the ease. The physical pain will be less painful than the emotions that she is trying to suppress. And in that one short moment when she will maybe harm her skin or do anything else to her physical body, she will have that illusion of release. She may develop eating disorders because maybe every time she throws up, she also feels a release. Or maybe she got addicted to feeling guilty, and whenever she throws up, she feels like she's not guilty anymore. It depends of your upbringing to what you have addicted yourself to. Whether it was a guilt, whether it was a shame, maybe it was a fear. The thing is that the more you experience of that, your physical body, your mental body became addicted to that. And as she's growing up and she's continuing those toxic cycles, compulsive behaviors, she's trying to find a way out. She's constantly being locked in a victim mentality, most of the times. She will either blame everyone around her, or she will blame herself for everything that happened to everyone else around her. Victim mentality for wounded teenager is huge. She will start embodying all the negative shadow archetypes just in order to find a way to cope in her youth and almost adult life. And most of the times, what happens for young women during that time, they are so used to being in control and feeling unsafe that they are actually stepping into distorted masculine energy. They decide that once they will leave home, everything will change. They decide that they will help everyone and they will be the hero. They will save the world. They will be the best. It often happens that the way the society perceives them outside is as the perfect student, the most well-educated person, the most talented person, the most pretty person. But inside, they are broken into a million pieces. But they are growing this armor around outside of them just to put the mask on that everything is fine because I can do this. We are entering our first relationships. We are starting our first sexual experiences. It often happens that we are actually starting our sexual relationships after having a sexual trauma too. Therefore, the more we are recreating such toxic relationships, the more trauma we are putting on top of it. Because everything we know are toxic relationships, it happens most of the time that we are recreating them with everyone else. When we start our first job, we will start looking for a parent in our employer. When we start a romantic or physical or sexual relationship, we will be doing exactly the same. Everything will be evolving around distorted energies where we'll be constantly looking for approval, a little bit of kindness. We will want to be noticed, and therefore we will become the pleasers. We will start be overgiving. We will predominantly show that we have no boundaries and we can give anything just to get something a little bit back. And the paradox of it is that if it happens for us that actually we will find someone, for example, a romantic relationship where there is love offered to us, We will run as far as we can from this kind of relationship because we are so not used to receiving love. Because all we are used to receive is abuse, toxicity. All we are used to is to give, 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 give. And through that, we are losing the connection with our femininity. We are losing the connection with our feminine side, which should be receptive and receiving. And if we are believers, if we believe in higher power, our control will take that over too. We will stop trusting. We may believe that there is something, but we will never allow ourselves as feminine to trust in a higher power, to run our life, to help us, to support us, because I have to be the one that does everything. So we are in this control seat, blaming everyone and including ourselves for everything that is happening in our life, not having the awareness that actually we are creating everything, but there is a way to grow from it. And as we can't find any more release in our physical, let's say, self-harming or eating disorders or anything else that we created as a coping mechanism, we decide to run. We decide to run from our parental home. And at that point, we often say, now everything will change. I'm in control. I will create a life completely opposite to the one that I had before. And sometimes, in some cases, in some aspects, we do. But because our physicality and our mentality is so addicted to what has happened to us, the first thing we do, we are recreating those cages. We often recreate those caretakers that were abusive to us or toxic, you can call it however you want. However we want. From yesterday, we know that they actually gave us the biggest gift. We recreate those cages in a form of different abuse and different toxicity. We can create addiction. Alcohol addiction is very popular. We can create any other substance addiction. Anything that will be abuse, it will be just a mirror of the inner abuse that we carry within our energy field. Any external abuse you practice is just a mirror of the inner abuse that you practice. And you practice it because this is all you know. So we run, we create the same cages, we attract partners, people to our life that will be a perfect match mirror of everything that is unsolved within us. And we often continue the cycle of living in a victim mode, thinking, why is this always happening to me? Why am I so unhappy in love? Why nobody appreciates my hard work? I give and give, I do whatever I can, but it's not being appreciated. There's so little luck in today's society, how the universe really works. How we are the center of our own universe, that we are the God having the experience, that when we start realizing and awakening in our adult life, there often was so much damage done that to unlearn and unprogram seems almost impossible. Because we've been continuing, repeating those cycles, those unhealthy cycles for so many years, attracting so many people to our life that were just a confirmation, yes, I am the unlucky one. But it is doable. And even though this inner teenager that now is the adult looks back and she can't see the road back home, there is a road back home because home is inside of you. You are closer than you think. But it takes a process and commitment, again, as I said yesterday, to the self. And now I wanted to really highlight the importance of the awareness that we are universes within a multiverse, and we are at the center of our whole life. Everything you see around you, all the people that are in your life are a perfect mirror expression of everything that is inside of you. And unless you not attend the wounds within you, there will always be something or someone reminding you of what you haven't healed yet. And don't get me wrong, every trigger, I always say that you should always treat every person that triggers you as a golden gift giver, because it always shows what is unhealed. What I found with myself, with my inner teenager, I will actually share with you how I found my inner teenager. Was that she was so tired when I finally found her, when I finally acknowledged her. She was so tired. She was so fed up that I literally had to pull myself out from my business, from any social appearances, and I had to fully commit to myself in order to lift those timelines, heal and transmute those timelines within my life so I can move forward. And the way it happened for me was I was um, I was already after my spiritual awakening, going through the healing process. I was working myself a lot, investing in myself a lot. My self-worth seemed to be, going up. Everything seemed fine. I was really committed to serve others, to help others. But whenever I tried to do something, like progress further, for example, with my business, I would start feeling tired and I would come up with those self-sabotaging things to do. I could not cope with it. I would do everything to avoid my work, even though my whole heart wanted to help others. And I was so confused. I did so much work on my inner child. And therefore, I was like wondering, what's going on? I did so much work. I've been working with healers, with coaches. And at that time, I was actually attending two different courses, a big courses, one a mastermind and another one smaller one. And I was like, what's going on? What's going on? Until one of my coaches, she did a meditation, a very deep meditation with us, journey through the consciousness, where we actually have been meeting our inner saboteur. The intention of this meditation was to meet your inner saboteur. And when I was in this meditation, when I relaxed myself and we came to a point that we've been meeting the inner saboteur, the person that I met there was the inner teenager, me. And then the coach says, now ask the saboteur, what is your purpose? Why you are sabotaging my process, my growth? So when I asked her, she said to me, because I want to destroy you. I was lucky that I was sitting, because I've seen myself. And when you hear something like that from the younger self, that really freaked me out a little bit. But I calmed myself down. I contacted my beautiful friend Stella, who is a hypnotherapist, and I just immediately said, Stella, I need your help. We need to travel through my consciousness, and I need to find out what's going on, because it would never cross my mind that my teenager needs some kind of help, because I always thought I was this responsible teenager. Yeah, I did have problems, yeah, but I was the responsible. I was the class leader. I was the school leader. I was the advocate for students' needs. I was everywhere, I was in the newspapers and everything was fine. See how my conscious and subconscious mind, and my ego created a story that I told myself. Why would I attend my teenager since she was old enough to look after herself, right? But no, during all my teenage years, I never attended my own needs. I never knew how to do that. And I kept doing that when I was already in my adult life, until she came to me through my meditation. And when I start realizing, when I start attending her and start feeling, allowing her to come through me, I realized how much garbage there was. I also realized how beautiful she is. I also realized that why on earth she would ever harm herself physically so much when she was so beautiful, and there was nothing she should be changing about herself. She was always so talented, helpful, kind. It allowed me to find so much compassion, appreciation, so much admiration for this part of self that still exists. And I start feeding her. And I start attending her. And I became her guardian angel. And I still am until today. Because I never know what kind of messages she will bring me. But now we are it's more like we cooperating with each other instead of she sabotaging me, because she know that whatever she needs, she will receive from me. And you may think that it doesn't change anything, that it already happened. It does change, because everything is changing in the now. And as far as you know that there is infinite number of future, so-called future possibilities, there is also infinite number of your past possibilities. And what you do, you are actually rewiring the past experiences in between the timelines. You are rewiring yourself with different timelines where maybe your teenager is not having actually such a sad life anymore. You are actually redesigning your past. As much as it may sound as a fantasy, this is the world we are living in. This is the quantum world. We are more powerful than we've been ever allowed to think. We are the creators. We can create and recreate whatever we want through our heart. But today, I really wanted to make you aware that there in those timelines, there might be someone that really needs your awareness. There is someone who needs your attention, your love, your support, and your compassion. And once we reach that point, that we will reconnect with that part of self and start healing that, this is a beautiful start to finally our adulthood, to finally our freedom. And there is this very important aspect and next step that needs to be taken and you need to be aware of. And this stage, it's called bridging, because it is really important to once again acknowledge our ego that does everything out of love. However horrible and silly it may sound, ego does it out of love. And out of love, as I said yesterday, it will try to protect us from any change. So whenever we do such a deep, profound work on ourselves, where healing the inner child and inner teenager is the deepest, the most profound and needed groundwork that everyone should undertake, the ego will start coming up with every possible solution to stop the change and the bridging. And by bridging, I mean the healed inner child and inner teenager that is ready to step into the higher version of self, that is finally ready to proceed as an adult and evolve as an adult, stepping on the path to this highest divine potential that we all are designed to step on, that we all should be able to step on because we are the God having the human experience. So bridging process is very important, and it will require not only commitment, but then another thing that we often as wounded kids or teenagers don't have is the patience. Because the bridging process may take for some 2 months, for some 2 years. It depends again on what have you experienced in your past. So another highlight after the commitment that I mentioned yesterday is the patience, and to be able to be continuous on this path, to be able to attend those aspects of self almost daily. Healing your inner child and inner teenager doesn't mean that this work is ever done, that you will not have to attend them anymore once they are healed. It's almost like you're creating a friendship with those aspects of self, like a relationship, a pure, true relationship. And depending on how committed you will be, how persistent you will be, how understanding and loving you will be, the quicker you will go through the bridging process. Now, when I say that ego will be creating obstacles out of love, still, it will be important for you to speak to your ego, to address the changes that you will want to create in your life to your ego and comfort your ego. Because ego, some say it's an inner child aspect. It doesn't really matter what kind of label we put on that, but there will be a lot of moments when you will want to give up or go back to the old ways of thinking, reacting, and acting. It will be very, very important to approach this with love, calmly reparenting both aspects of self, almost like holding their hands and taking them through that bridge. Ego may create external situations in your life. For example, your car may start to may start to break. You may start to experience physical pain. Ego will be letting you through your physical body that those changes are uncomfortable. It will create something uncomfortable in your physical body. It will create external situations with other people that will be suddenly triggering you more than ever. It will make you tired, physically tired. Just let you know you don't need to do this today. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe you can do it tomorrow, or next month, or next year. You need to be aware that ego is very powerful, energetic aspect. It's an energy. But again, it can only be transmuted, soothed with love. So whenever it will pop up, the monkey mind, you will have to address it with love. And when your external hologram will start to break down into million pieces, everything will be breaking down, friendships will be breaking down. Just know that this is normal. Just know that this is the old reality crumbling down because the new one is awaiting. And then one day you will wake up and you will look back and you will not recognize yourself. You will slowly start to withdrawing yourself from those chemicals, from those toxins, slowly but surely allowing the love into your life. Slowly but surely learning how to surrender and let go of the control, allowing the feminine flow to be brought back to life. And then you can go another journey. You can find another person that will tell you how to completely heal from to maybe not heal, but connect with your feminine energies. You will start connecting with all that magic that you are. You are start exploring the true life, the meaning of true life, and how much there is for us in it. You will be free to do it. You will no longer be restricted by anything. And take it from me, you can heal from anything. The key ingredients are commitment, patience, compassion, acceptance, forgiveness, and love. Everything is an energy, and therefore everything can be transmuted. But there is also an important aspect about this energy work. When I say transmuted, it's important to remember it can be transmuted, not rejected. We can't reject a single 1% of self. And by that, I'm pretty sure most of you heard is the work on shadow integration. Because every single shadow that we created for ourselves within us was created because it's supposed to be created. Now, on the energy level, whatever has been created and now we are rejecting it, you can't reject an energy. It will always exist. It will hit you. It will hit you even more. It will come back to you even stronger. So during this course that I will be doing, we'll be going through a very, very deep shadow integration process where we will be transmuting those shadows through love, including every single shadow, integrating, allowing, accepting. It is very, very important part of energy work to not reject a single percent of the self that ever was created. It needs to be transmuted and integrated. Because I've seen some work done by others where there is a very big push on rejecting the shadow. The shadow is the part of you that needs the most love, right? The most light. And it's a very natural thing for us humans because we are living on a planet of polarities. So, by that, I would like to ask if, now I would like to ask if you have any questions, if whatever I said resonated with you. I wanted to mention that during the work, I will be addressing a lot of work on the compulsive behaviors, like eating disorders, any self-harming behaviors and addictions as well. If you have any specific questions that I could ask tomorrow during the day 3, please leave them in the comments or send them in our private chat on Messenger, and I will happily attend them. I am very, very also happy because today I had a meeting with a very special lady that is doing a very deep work on the womb and sexuality, and she will be my guest next week. So for all those who would like to engage more how to heal that part of self, you're more than welcome to join us next week. Oh, you're very welcome, Michelle. You're very, very welcome. So we have covered the inner teenager. As we did yesterday, try to connect through the meditation or journaling with this younger version of self and see what she has to say. Let her speak. Allow her to give you signals through your physical body. Lie yourself down in bed. And if it's difficult for you to go into a deep meditation, just ask her to communicate with you through your physical body and see where does it hurt. And once you feel any physical sensation in your physical body, put your hand on it, put your hands on your body, and ask the pain to guide you. Where is this pain taking you? To what kind of event that took place in your life? What happened there that it hurts? And once you find it, become the angel. Start attending the inner teenager. Tomorrow I will be sharing the ancestral line techniques, how to communicate and navigate the ancestral line healing. But tomorrow I would love to invite you and share with you the energy techniques that I am using when working with my clients and myself. And tomorrow I will also take you on your own journey through consciousness. I will take you through a meditation where we will invite your little you, your inner teenager you, and we will invite your ancestors tomorrow. And we will unite all of those aspects of you. And we will see what can then be done to start the healing process. What is needed to start the healing process. I hope you will enjoy it tomorrow. I hope you will show up tomorrow. Show up not for me, show up for yourself, for the little you and the teenage you. And I can't wait to spend more time with you tomorrow. Sending you all much love. Thank you.